What's going on, guys? Jay the Black here. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Make sure y'all like this video, hype this video, share this video, comment, whatever. We're going to talk about Paul Pierce again. Now, Paul Pierce, I spoke about him recently, not like as in the last month or so. I think it may be a couple of months ago. I spoke about this particular female who is put out a paternity lawsuit against him. Well, now we have a little bit more information as to what she's actually looking for. And apparently, this heifer is looking for $30,000 a month. Her name is Princess Santiago. And you want to know how she came up with a $30,000 a month in child support for their child together, even though Paul Pierce hasn't even acknowledged that he has a child with her or will have a child with her. She's looking at the fact that he made claims on Club Shay Shay that he did not spend any of his salary. I believe he made over $100 million in salary in the NBA. He only spent his endorsement money. Now, y'all know that Marshawn Lynch famously spoke about how he didn't spend any of his $40 million in salary. He only spent his endorsement money. So he had pretty much all of his salary saved up by the time he retired from the NFL. And apparently she's using that as a barometer for how much money she feels like she's owed for this child that they supposedly have together. This is what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. How are you as I don't know exactly what her age is, but I'm going to guess she's close to her 40s. You mean to tell me that you're having this not so exclusive relationship with Paul Pierce and you're getting pregnant by this guy when you could have took contraceptives, you could have had him wear protection. You did none of that. You got pregnant by this guy because you Googled him. You knew he was an NBA player. I believe they were cool with each other. And you wanted a baby. You wanted to retire off of his money. That's what this looks like. What happened to women being strong and independent and doing for themselves? She's going to court in these new documents and is requesting $40,000 a month. No, $30,000 a month, excuse me. $30,000 a month in child support for a child he won't even acknowledge because of what he said on the podcast. See, this is why you dudes got to be careful what you say on these podcasts. Not only that, she's looking for over $100,000 to pay her legal fees. This is absolutely insane, but this is the Western woman. I mean, all these women cry and complain about opportunities. They want to be able to work and support themselves, but then they will randomly get pregnant by somebody when that could have been avoided. Didn't she avoid having pregnancies by other men? But you just so happen to get pregnant by Paul Pierce. And they want to put all the responsibility on the man. Have y'all noticed that these women take no accountability for getting pregnant randomly? Because I don't believe they were really in a relationship. If they were hiding it. But it seems to me that she's trying to appeal to the public by putting out these details. And I believe she also put out a statement to make it seem like he needs to be held accountable for what he's done in this situation, but she don't have to be held accountable for the fact that she opened her legs to this guy unprotected. But it's always up to the men to be the morality in the situation, to do what is right. Why don't you heifers do what is right and stop randomly having children with men you're not even in exclusive relationships with? Because if you have to hide the fact that you're seeing somebody, you're not really in a relationship. Now let's get into this article from Complex. A woman is requesting nearly $30,000 per month in child support as part of her paternity lawsuit against Paul Pierce. According to court documents obtained by TMZ Sports, Princess Santiago is asking for $29,800 in monthly child support payments. Santiago is also looking for Paul Pierce to pay $100,000 for her legal fees, as well as cover half of her reasonable expenses pertaining to her pregnancy, birth, and post-birth costs of $18,000. Santiago argued that Pierce can pay this amount by referencing a remark, presumably from his Club Shay Shay interview, where the Boston Celtics legend shared that he made enough money from endorsements that he did not have to use his NBA salary to pay his expenses or generous expenditures on his family, romantic partners, and family. Well, I have to really stop right there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Paul Pierce married and didn't he go through a divorce? I'm pretty sure that he's probably paying spousal support to his ex or paid her money to go away. And people also forget he's been retired for years. He was working at ESPN until he got fired. So how does she come to this conclusion that he still has all this money around? She's just assuming from what he said, but he's been retired. Is he still getting the same amount of endorsement money? But she's assuming that he still got it. Santiago argued that Pierce can pay this. The suit alleges Pierce earned approximately $195 million to $203 million in total NBA salary. Now, she must be don't count the fact that he, had to pay taxes. I mean, he was playing in Boston for years. Then he went to go play in California. This man was paying taxes on this money. Anyway, Santiago is asking the court to grant her sole legal and physical custody of her newborn, whom she claims Pierce is the father. Santiago has asked for a genetic test again to prove his paternity of her child. News of the paternity lawsuit surfaced in January when Santiago, an event planner based in Los Angeles, was due to give birth soon. Says, I filed for paternity papers after multiple attempts to resolve this privately. She said in a statement to TMZ at the time, well, she was probably trying to squeeze him for money. That's what she's claimed. That's what I believe. She was trying to squeeze him for money and he wouldn't budge. Paul Pierce is the father of her son, King. And she's simply asking for a paternity test so the truth can be confirmed. This isn't about drama or attention. It's about accountability and doing what's right by the child. It's funny how these women claim they care about the child after having unprotected relations with men that they're not even in relationships with. What about that? I don't understand it. Let me say this for Paul Pierce's point. Hopefully Paul Pierce has taken a paternity test and he's the father, but or isn't. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying? He would hope that he's not the father. But it seemed like she tried to shake him down. She tried to shake him down for money and he wouldn't budge. So now this is public. She's claiming that it's not about attention, but it's absolutely about that. $30,000 a month is crazy for one child. Are you serious? Current NBA players are not paying $30,000 for one child. Not unless they've accepted to pay that. But you're not going to get that type of money from Paul Pierce because he's going to say, look at my income, look at my expenses. She can't get that type of money from me. So Paul Pierce is going to be punished for being smart with his money. This is why I tell a lot of these guys, man, be careful who you are having unprotected relations with. Because if a woman is very willing to have unprotected relations with you, that is a red flag. I mean, she should have been wanting him to wear protection. She should have been taking contraceptives, but these heifers got all these excuses as to why they don't. Was this a hookup that went wrong? I don't know, man. Women, it's just funny how in today's society, women love to bash men and talk about how they don't need a man, but will be the first ones running to a judge begging for money from a man. That's the life of a woman now. They can when they get around their other females, friends, they'll bash men, but be the first ones to run the court for support because they can't do it. Okay, being a single mother is a choice. Being a single mother is a choice. unless you were forced to have relations with a man and you got pregnant, being a single mother is a choice. When you have relations with a man who doesn't claim you publicly, unprotected, and you get pregnant, that is a choice. And we need to start putting that out there, because these women get away with making stupid decisions. This woman is at an age where she knows better. She lives in Los Angeles. She's in these, if you go to her Instagram, she's in these social circles. Look at all the celebrities she's around. So she's not naive and dumb. She knows exactly what she was doing. And Paul Pierce fell for it. Maybe he thought she was cool. Maybe he thought, oh, she's not about money. Oh, she's absolutely about money. This is how they get you. They'll try to pretend like they're not like all the other women. And then next thing you know, you end up having raw relations with her and you get her pregnant. Oh, she's running to court. She is running to court. You thinking she cool. You thinking she wouldn't do these things. Bro, these women be waiting for an opportunity to snake you. It's in their nature. And people need to understand this about Western women. They have no loyalty or love of nothing but themselves. So what I believe is that Paul Pierce thought that she was cool and he could sleep with her and she wouldn't really try to destroy his life or come after him financially, and he's finding out the opposite. Asking for $30,000 is insane. Well, she lives in California, so I guess in her mind, you know, bills got to get paid. This child is going to be nothing more than money for her to pay bills with and live a lifestyle. That's what it's about. She wants to be able to retire off his money. This is where we're at. This is why I tell y'all, man, single mother culture is what people have to look out for. People want to talk about deadbeat dads. Well, nobody, the people who choose these deadbeat dads are these heifers, and they're never held accountable for it. So let me know in the comment section. Let me know any thoughts, like the video, share, follow me on all my social media platforms, and I will see y'all next one.